we ain't gonna waste no time. We're gonna get right to it. So, our first story, we gotta talk about Lil Durk trial, shocking update, solitary confinement, trial delayed, and judge denied a motion. Got that boy Smirkio going through it.
No, no, we talking about Durk. I had to rep my Chicago shit tonight.
Huh. Oh yeah. We got Chicago colors up and everything like that, man.
Yeah, nigga, you know I got the skyline over the back, nigga.
Hey, know that. Shit. Uh, I was gonna fuck around and I say that for later. You know, we be setting shit up. Uh, but yeah, man. I was going through, combing the net, figuring out, what we were gonna cover, what news we were gonna deliver to y'all, and saw that Lil Durk's legal battle just took a massive turn, man. And we're only 9 days into 2026, and already the Smirk trial has been hit with major delay, allegations of cruel and unusual punishment, and a judge who, to put it lightly, is not happy with the defense's latest move. You know what I mean? Now, if you thought that this trial was starting this month, think again. Today, we're going to break down the 3 major developments from the last 7 days that could change everything for, the OTF founder himself. So first thing is the big one. The trial was supposed to start on January 20th, but as of this week, U.S. District Judge Michael Fitzgerald has officially pushed it back. Why the delay? It wasn't actually Durk's idea. 3 of his co-defendants, associates of OTF, filed a motion saying they weren't ready. And we're talking about, a complex case involving over 30,000 pages of reports and hundreds of gigabytes of digital evidence and shit. You know what I mean? Now, interestingly, Durk's lawyer, Drew Feinling, the billion-dollar lawyer, said that Durk was ready to go in 2 weeks. And, that he wanted his day in court now, but the judge ruled that because they are all being tried together, the whole thing has to move. Like, everybody got to go. Now, the new tentative start date is late April 2026. Then we got the 131-day solitary confinement situation, right? So while the trial date is moving, Durk is living, living conditions behind that wall or that fence getting a little tight, man. This week, his legal team filed a bombshell motion stating that Durk had been in solitary confinement for 131 days straight. They say he's in a tiny cell with just a bed, toilet, and a sink. No commissary. You know what I'm saying? 1 phone call a month, no in-person visits, and the reason? An Apple Watch. You know what I mean? Now, I don't know, I guess, when you have a high-paying client like that, you just want to be out there swinging at everything. But my nigga, that's life in the box. Like, your ass got caught with an Apple Watch, you going to the hall.
I thought them niggas, I thought them niggas get watches and shit like that in the Fed.
Yeah, so apparently back in August, Durk was allegedly caught with a cellular-enabled Apple Watch behind bars. The feds claim he tried to destroy it when he was caught. And since then, he's been in the hole. His lawyers are calling this a violation of his 8th Amendment, cruel and unusual punishment, and a status hearing had been set for February 9th to decide if he can be moved back to general population. Now, nigga, I've been locked up, you've been locked up and shit like that. That is a simple disciplinary. I mean, you could very well get 6 months for that shit. Easy.
Yeah.
So, like, these niggas ain't doing nothing crazy. That nigga, you got caught with a fucking cell phone in jail.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. I know before that, last time I heard he got some shit. He jumped on the phone, loose cannon in front of like academic wanted to interview the nigga or some shit.
Oh yeah, I remember that shit. Yeah, that was when Luke Cannon was saying that him and Brick Baby was in there together and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
yeah, that's another loose cannon.
Loose lip.
Loose lips. That was my dog though. Loose cannon used to show me love when he was on the street. He used to fuck with me on the ground.
Who, the California Luke Cannon?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's really like a lot of shit that was like, someone was about to put out like videos of him beating niggas up and all that shit. Son used to send me the shit. I'm gonna send you one of the shit.
Oh, I bet. So, to find out, like, let's talk about what happened in the courtroom on Wednesday and Friday, right? Durk's team tried to get the whole case dismissed, or at least get the prosecutor removed. Their argument is that they claim the government hid the fact that there were death threats against the previous judge and lead prosecutor, and they argue that this tainted the bail hearings and shit. Judge Fitzgerald wasn't having it. Like, you know what I'm saying? He literally said, and I quote, "There is just absolutely no basis for this motion. Just none. Absolutely none." End quote. He denied the motion to dismiss, upheld the original ruling that Durk stays in jail without bail, and basically told the defense to move on. Now, there was a public message. Amidst all of this, Durk broke his silence on January 6th with a cryptic message on Instagram, or on his Instagram story, that was just a black screen with the text. Crazy how you gotta wait until it's dark to see, wait until you see. So the crazy you gotta wait until it's dark out to see who's really with you. But clearly being in isolation and seeing the trial date slip away is weighing on this nigga. You know what I'm saying? With witnesses allegedly lined up and the feds are pushing for an anonymous jury due to OTF violent nature. So, you know, the pressure this year, I guess, is higher than ever for this nigga right now. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, we got no trial until April, a major hearing on February 9th regarding this solitary confinement, and this fucking judge is playing hardball. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't never met no judge named Fitzgerald who didn't play hardball. Oh God, it's like every judge I ever heard of named Fitzgerald was on that shit.
Every judge I ever met on that shit.
Huh?
I said every judge I ever met was on that shit. For every judge I met in the city, I met. That's what I should say. I was back home, the judge didn't show me love.
the judge on the last case I was dealing with in California and shit, Judge Cook. That nigga was cool. Like, you know, he still kept my ass in there and, you know, upheld everything, but like, you know, shit was by the book. Like, theoretically, you know, they had their grounds or whatever to keep my ass in there. Crazy to say that, but you know, life is about accountability. I'm holding myself accountable. I was a bad person. But I didn't do that shit though. That was the whole crazy. That's the whole wild part about it. It's like he had no way of knowing that. But yeah, I really didn't do that shit. But you know, it is what it is. But shit, what do y'all think, man? Let us know in the comments. You know what I'm saying? The Apple Watch, you know, violation worth 131 days in solitary. Yeah, because we done seen nigga get that type of time in solitary for less, nigga. Really. Just on the strength that a nigga didn't like you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Fucking CO and shit. So, you know, Durk could be alright. He a gangster, right? You know what I mean? But, or are the, you know, some people saying the feds are trying to break him before the trial. Well, that's what the fuck they do. That's it. You kind of got to go into it knowing that these niggas are going to try to break and then prove them wrong. But like I said, man, let us know in the comments. You know what I'm saying? And if y'all want to see, you know, want me to do more of a spill on some of this Chicago shit, like the Quando Rondo incident, you know what I'm saying, like all that bullshit or whatever, you know, we can get into it, pull up this caseload. But shit, he even got like, it's some other shit going on with this shit though, because the discovery, like I said, is crazy. Like, he want to do a speedy trial and shit like that, which the more complex the case, because the burden of proof is always on, you know, the government and shit. So it's like that shit could work in his favor if they don't really have time to, you know, organize all the pieces and shit. But you know, this the Fed, they'll just bring in more staff or whatever if they press for time. Like, that shit ain't no thing. But the co-defendants, I don't know, being that they trying to hold out, you know what I mean, they might not fully understand that shit. You know? Like, shit, the discovery, you know, in this whole murder for hire case, like I said, it's massive with shit. 30,000 pages of documents, hundreds of gigabytes of digital data, and like, it's the primary reason why the trial was put back to late April 2026. Now, here's the breakdown of some specific evidence items mentioned in the discovery, you know what I mean, that I found like in the recent court filings and shit. So you got the digital and communication evidence and shit, right? They got wiretap transcripts, the FBI intercepted call and text messages between Durk and his associate, you know, OTF members, allegedly discussing the logistics of the hit on Quando Rondo. They had encrypted messaging and shit, like evidence from apps like Signal and Telegram that the feds claim were used to coordinate travel and payment. So to y'all niggas who think that y'all being slick on Telegram, well, they on that shit now. You know what I'm saying? Got cell phone tower data, the ping log that placed several of the co-defendants in the immediate vicinity of the Beverly Center Mall and the gas station where Lil Pab was killed. And what's crazy about the Beverly Center is, I don't know if you remember back in the day, but that's where it was a nigga named Dollar, I think from Atlanta. He was signed to So Def, and he got hit in the Beverly Center and shit and died. You know what I'm saying? Apple Watch incident, specifically jailhouse records and surveillance footage of Durk allegedly attempting to destroy a cellular-enabled Apple Watch while in custody, financial and travel records, the OTF credit card. Prosecutors highlighted a bank statement showing an OTF-linked credit card was used to purchase a one-way flight from Chicago to Los Angeles for the alleged hitman. There was a private jet manifesto or manifest and shit, documentation of Durk's own travel, including a private flight from Los Angeles to Miami just before his arrest, with the government labeled as an attempted flight from justice. That's why they, revoked that nigga bail, they say. Got the rental car agreement, records for two vehicles, a white BMW and a white Infiniti, used to start Quando Rondo's black Cadillac Escalade through Los Angeles. Physical and forensic evidence. So they had ballistic reports, analysis of the 18 plus rounds fired at the gas station, including evidence involving a machine gun, specifically a handgun modified with a switchy. You got the surveillance video, hundreds of hours of footage from the Beverly Center, Los Angeles traffic cameras and the gas station. Got DNA and fingerprints, forensic recovered from the abandoned rental vehicles used in the shooting. The controversial creative evidence, rap lyrics, which is a major point of contention. The defense had been fighting to schedule, to exclude the lyric from songs like Who Wants Smoke and Aha, with the government claims are confessions or blueprints for the violence and all that shit. They got social media posts, stories, and tweets from Durk and OTF associates that the prosecution claims shows a retaliatory motive following the 2020 death of King Von. And then you got the cooperating witnesses, man, the snitch factor. You know what I mean? So cooperating CHS1, cooperating human source, what CHS stand for. Discovery includes statements from former gang member and paid FBI informant who have been working with the feds for over 3 years. That's the nigga OTF Jam. I should have put that meme I made, Jammy Brasco. You know what I'm saying? Like, that nigga was big telling, and supposedly Durk had put that nigga in the position to buy a building and all kind of crazy shit he had going on.
Yeah, so he bought him a building. He gave him 50,000, all kind of shit.
So the inside man alleged testimony from a co-defendant or close associate who was reportedly flipped and provided contact to the to the intercepted messages and shit. So he pretty much gonna connect the dots and telling people what all them goddamn code words and different shit mean. You know what I'm saying? Rat ass nigga. Free smirk, man. You know what I'm saying? But what's crazy is, all of this shit supposedly is, allegedly, case is still open, is behind sliding for bomb. That was the thing on the internet. Slide for bomb. Just slide for bomb.